Hey busy moms, the countdown to Disney World is 7 days away, and I am gonna take you along with me. I've got some tips, some tricks, budget saving ideas, and transportation to and from Disney World we're gonna go over, including my entire itinerary, my entire to-do list that I have to do, and today is a week away from Disney World, which means we are at that place where we can make our lightning lane choices. So make sure before we jump into this, like and subscribe to the channel, and let's get some things going. Let's go ahead and jump into this. I'm gonna share with you guys our itinerary, where we're staying, and then the thought process of the planning of the lightning lanes and what I got. So we are staying at Port Orleans Riverside, and I'm so excited for this. We are staying a Saturday through Thursday, and we are staying in the princess rooms. This is gonna be a first for us, so we're so excited. Our flight, we are flying through Delta, and we actually don't have a direct flight, so we will be having to have a layover in Atlanta, which is fine. We always manage, but we won't be arriving to Disney World until about 5:30 of the afternoon. But we are using Transportation by Mike, which I always used. Hey, are you joining?
Yeah.
Okay. We always use Transportation by Mike simply because I feel like it is a little bit easier. It is a private transportation service, so it does help you so much, especially because they're there to help you with your luggage and bring it to the car and drop you off wherever you need to be dropped off at. So no complaints there. I love them. And Miss Stella, who is our chauffeur most of the time, she is always so fantastic. So Transportation by Mike is going to get us from MCO, the Orlando airport, to Port Orleans Riverside. Now, the first day of our arrival, we have been checking the weather like crazy, and it doesn't seem like it is on our side, unfortunately, but I just keep on telling my husband we're just gonna make the best of this. So whenever we arrive, it's supposed to be like in the mid 70s, and then the first full day that we're there, day one, it's supposed to also be in the 70s, but it's supposed to rain a lot. So my intention was that we were gonna have like a resort day and be able to enjoy the resort because we've not been there yet, and kind of have a pool day. They have a really cool looking pool that I saw whenever we stayed at French Quarter. So I was really excited about that, but unfortunately we'll see how this plays out. So we're gonna have a resort day, have a Disney Springs afternoon, and maybe shop and eat some food. Then on day 2 is where things go south. It's supposed to be 52 degrees. And I mean, it's dropping from mid 70s to 52 as the highs. The lows are in like the high 30s, the low 40s. So it's gonna be cold. So if you've also not watched my prep and pack with me for the winter and some outfits and winter accessories, you should definitely click that video after you've watched this one. But we are prepared for the cold. We're gonna try to make the most of it. But that day we are headed over to Magic Kingdom. We're gonna have an early entry there where I do have a plan for that. So we'll go into Magic Kingdom, do early entry. And if you don't know what early entry is whenever you are allowed to go into that park 30 minutes early because you are staying at a qualifying Disney resort. So where we are staying on property, we are allowed to go into the park before the general public is let in. Now on the third day, we are headed to Hollywood Studios, and the temperature is staying very, very similar, but it's raining. I mean, I told you, this weather is killing me. But again, we're gonna make the most of it, and this is just real life. I'm not gonna move my trip just because the weather isn't exactly how I want it to be. So this will be a really good learning experience for us, just battling and then just being able to just call an audible and switch some things up. So Hollywood Studios that day. Then the next day, we're still cold. I don't think it's supposed to rain on that day, and we are going to Animal Kingdom. So we're gonna do that. I'm not really the kind of person that plans out my evenings. Where we have an annual pass, it's a lot easier for us to be a little bit more free and say, hey, of the evening, we're just gonna run into Epcot and have dinner there, or pick up some pizza, or enjoy a festival, or just run into Magic Kingdom. We're gonna go eat Tony's, something like that. I recognize that not everybody is an annual pass holder, so some options for you would be, if you've got like a date-based ticket, just going back into the park and having dinner and some dinner reservations there. And or you can always utilize Disney Springs, the shopping. They have so much food there. Annie loves riding the little train and the little carousel there. We love going to the Lego store to play. You don't have to spend money. You can just go in there and your kids can play with all the Legos. So there's plenty of options for you to do of the evening. We just kind of play it loosey-goosey, and I would say that that's probably a good thing for everybody to plan of the evening, to be just a little bit looser if you're not the type of family that just wants to be there all day long. We are the family that likes to have a midday break, go back to the resort, eat a lunch, this time probably just in the warmth, but sometimes we'll just go back to the pool, or just make some fun of something. I know my husband's gonna be golfing in the midday, so if you've never golfed at Disney World or didn't know that they had golf courses, they're absolutely stunning. Check out that video as well, or just go ahead and subscribe, because that way you don't lose my channel and you can see all the fun of the just magical extras that is of Disney World. But anyway, we're gonna do Animal Kingdom that day, and we're going to try to get on Dinosaur. Dino Land is already extinct. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play at Dino Land even on our last trip in November. So Animal Kingdom, and then the next day is a departure day, and we're going to be early entering Epcot because we have to ride Frozen. And then I'll show you in a bit everything that I got for our lightning lanes as well. So the itinerary is there. I've got a really good slate. I've got a really good start. So I have made a planning tool that I will pop up on the screen for you, and I'm gonna try my best to make sure that it is available to you guys. I'm just gonna give it to you for free, thanking you for just supporting me and watching this video. But this is like the thought process that I have whenever I'm trying to prepare for my trip. This helps me with packing and what to wear, in addition to planning what I'm gonna go after whenever I need to get my lightning lanes. So on there, I just go ahead and put my dates in there. I put my weather on there, just write it in, what the weather's gonna look like, and then what my plans are. So the morning, midday, and evening. And then I've got my lightning lane strategy. Of course, you got your single pass, and then you've got your 3 choices. And let me break this down for you if you are not familiar with it. So lightning lane is a paid service that pretty much just lets you skip the long standby line. We always opt in for lightning lane just because I just don't want to stand in line. Like, some of these lines get very, very long, and I would just rather just spend the money. So if it's in your budget, if it's possible that you can do it, I highly recommend it. I'm one of those people that are pro lightning lane. So also, I'll apologize. We are actually in Annie's room and she's playing, and it's her room, but she's trying to be quiet. Aren't you, Annie? Yes. So whenever you do lightning lane, you get 3 choices to start your day out with. That's what you're gonna choose at 7 a.m. on your 7 days out. So there's 2 different tiers. The first tier is the most popular rides that are in the park. And then second tier are all the other attractions that you can pick. So you can only pick 1 ride or attraction out of tier 1. And then you can only choose 2 attractions out of tier 2 for that specific day in that specific park. So for example, on our Magic Kingdom day, for my plan, like the best case scenario. So the first ride that I wanted to do for my top tier, my number one choice would have been Tiana's Bayou. So that's what I chose or wanted to choose for my first choice. So then the second two choices would be all the other rides. I was thinking of Winnie the Pooh because that has generally a longer standby line for a tier 2 attraction. And then I went after Barnstormer because I know Annie absolutely loves Barnstormer. So I was a little bit loosey-goosey in the group 2. And then you also have your single pass. You'll see that on the planning tool guide. And that is an additional paid service. So you might be wondering, well, Andrea, why did you not go after Seven Dwarfs Mine Train? Well, that's because that is in an additional separate tier to where I had to pay extra for that lightning lane. So I did end up getting this morning, got all 4 of those rides. Another tip is that you want to make sure that those ride times are as early as possible. So you do have the option to get in there and modify your times. And the reason why I say you want to get them as early as possible and or as early as you are planning on entering the park is because as soon as you scan in to the ride, and we're back to talking about the 3 lightning lanes, not the single pass, but with the 3 lightning lanes. Once you scan in to that lightning lane queue line, you can get on your phone and select an additional ride and another lightning lane. So it's kind of goes back to where we had Genie Plus and you could stack the lightning lanes. A lot of people didn't know you could do that. So it's generally the same in my mind. I'm just stacking. But again, remember, whenever you scan into that attraction from the lightning lane, get on your phone and go ahead and select an additional lightning lane, and that way you can just kind of go from one thing to the other. Now, if you waited until like, let's say 12 to do one of your lightning lanes, and I recognize sometimes on the busy and the peak seasons that sometimes happens, but let's just say for the fun of it that your first lightning lane isn't until 12 o'clock and you got there at 9 o'clock, well, you are going to be needing to stand in a standby line until your lightning lane. So to me, then the lightning lane service really wouldn't be worth it. So that is the whole concept. Now, the next day, from the strategy of the lightning lane perspective, we are at Hollywood Studios. And Annie is to the age where I can ask her to collaborate with what rides that she wants. And I think I can never be just very 100% on this, but I think Hollywood Studios is a family favorite park. Annie currently is obsessed with, Annie, come here. Come here, get in the camera. What is your favorite ride currently?
Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror. She's obsessed with Hollywood Tower of Terror, and she has been working on being so brave, and she has started putting her hands up on this thing, right? Yeah, she's been doing so good. So I knew whenever I was doing our lightning lane selections that Hollywood Tower of Terror had to be a priority, right? Okay, so what's another priority that you needed for Hollywood Studios?
Slinky Dog.
Slinky Dog. That's a very popular one. Okay, and anything else that you can think of that you absolutely love at Hollywood?
Theme characters.
Oh, you do? They have really great characters there, don't they? And I would say that that's a really, really great point to make to all of our friends, Annie, that they do have a lot of characters. They have Joy, they have Fancy Nancy, they have Vampirina, they have Mickey and Daisy and Donald and Goofy. Who else? We got Ariel from the live action. I mean, there's so many different characters there, so that's a really great point. So whenever I was getting your lightning lanes, strategy again, Slinky Dog, very, very important. That was out of tier 1. And then tier 2, Hollywood Tower of Terror was a strategy, and Toy Story Mania. So thought process is whenever I get to Hollywood Studios, we're gonna early entry. we are gonna go immediately to Runaway Railway. That is just a lot easier for us to get to, and this is generally how we succeed at Hollywood Studios. So we'll do Runaway Railway, and then after that, we'll go straight to Aliens. Depending on, like, we can typically do this in 30 minutes if it's a slower period, like January is, or February. So did that. So the lightning lanes that I got were my Slinky Dog Tier 1, then Hollywood Tower of Terror, and of course, Toy Story Mania. And then hopefully we'll be able to do the 2 rides before the actual park opens. Now, again, back to that single pass thing where it's an additional on top of it. We got Rise of the Resistance, and I think we got really, really great times for this day in the park, so we should be able to ride quite a bit of rides. Now, let me also put into perspective what I was saying earlier about Magic Kingdom whenever we're scanning in, and you can select another ride. So we could potentially ride Aliens twice that day, 2 or more, depending on the standby queue, in addition to Runaway Railway. So let's say that we went ahead and early entried Runaway Railway, we did Aliens, and then we did Slinky Dog. So as soon as I scanned into my Slinky Dog, then I can get on my phone and I can get Runaway Railway again. Now I can't do a lightning lane twice for the same one, so that's how I'm able to ride the same ride twice, or I can scan into Slinky Dog and get Smuggler's Run or something like that. You can also do lightning lanes for some of the shows, such as the Disney Junior Dance and Play With Me, which is really fun. There's some characters in there, but there's plenty of options. We have been in Snowmageddon. There's been so much snow for the state of Kentucky, so we are taking the opportunity to go get our nails done while the snow is melting before the next snowstorm comes in. But like I promised, this trip is planned. This prep is planned, and I'm not gonna wait last minute. So we're gonna get our nails done right now. Nails are complete, got that checked off the to-do list. I am currently sitting at my desk. I had on Instagram asked like TSA pre-check questions and global entry, and I got so much of a response of everybody helping me. But in addition to everybody being so helpful, there was a million people that were like, not a million, that'd be really cool if I had a million followers. But anyway, there was a ton of you who were like, share what you've discovered, share your journey through getting TSA pre-check. So we fly out of LEX, which is the Lexington, Kentucky airport. It's not crazy, but really what drives me to want to get the TSA pre-check, to skip the line, keep my shoes on, don't have to take out my electronics every single time that I go through certain airports, etc., is MCO. That airport, it doesn't matter how many times we travel into it and travel out of it, they make me want to cry every single time. And I don't say that to scare you, but they're just super, super duper intense. Now, we have flown in and out of the Sanford airport, and it is night and day. They are so kind and so nice. And I can see like Orlando being an international airport and a lot bigger, a lot busier. Like, I get it. It's a lot more intense. I get it. But I'm just doing the TSA pre-check. So what I have found is that I think it's like $85. I've already forgot. $85 per adult for 5 years. And Annie is free because she's 4 years old. That to me, for 5 years for $85, guaranteeing that I'm going to skip the line of TSA of all airports in the United States, sign me up. So I'm going to walk you through the journey because we are actually getting ready to go to our appointment to finalize or whatever they're making us do in Lexington to finish whatever up. So I got online, got on my computer and went to the TSA website and filled out all the information that was needed. First name, last name, address, place of birth, did you have a maiden name, all the information. I filled that out, and then I was able to schedule an appointment to my nearest place that you can make an appointment. So I chose Staples. So I didn't necessarily even have to go to the airport. The airport is really out of the way here in central Kentucky. So Staples in Lexington is like right off the highway. So super easy. So they accept it. You can make an appointment. They highly recommend that you make an appointment to do that. So Tyler is in the bathroom, kind of getting ready, cleaning up, and then we're going to run to Lexington and figure this out. But I'm taking you with me, so let's go jump in the car. We just got done with our TSA pre-check. It didn't take long at all. Maybe 5 minutes for me, 5 minutes for Tyler. We went in there, he confirmed our information. Then we had to do fingerprints and then sign our name and essentially paid. Now, update on the price. I think it was like $75, $76, but that does include the Kentucky state tax, which is I think like 6%. So it's gonna be somewhere around there. And we used the company, I know whenever you get on the TSA like enrollment website, it says something like which company I guess you're gonna use. We did the Idina, I could very well be wrong, but it's the one that starts with an I, and that's the one that we did. Also, whenever you're signing up online, sorry, we're like, there's snow all over the road and that's why we're bumpy. Anyway, whenever you are signing up, it's gonna ask for your identification. So we just went ahead and did our passports. So I thought that would just be a little bit easier. They gave us a little piece of paper that told us the time frames or what to look out for, said it would text us. It should take 3 to 5 business days to hear back with our known number that I can just simply add to my app, like my Delta app, and put my known number on there, which it will update to our, I guess, boarding passes. But where I already have a booked flight, I think I might just have to call Delta and have them add it to there. That's what I at least read online. But if you do not hear back from them about 3 to 5 days, it can also take up to 60 days. So I'm guessing like generally good people that are like in good standing, it's going to take 3 to 5 business days, does not count the weekends, does not count holidays. And then I guess we'll get our K&I guess that's what it's called, the acronym for that. So pretty easy process. The biggest inconvenience is actually having to show up for an appointment. So we can live with that. Annie, how many days away from Disney World are we? 2 days. So do you know what the 2-day out mark means? Nope. We need to make sure that we are ordering our groceries from Amazon so we can have our snacks and save some money while we're down there at Disney World. One thing that I do not like to purchase while at Disney World is water. It's so expensive there, it's ridiculous. So that's always a priority of mine whenever we are going to Disney World to make the grocery list. So let's rewind just a little bit. And I use Amazon Fresh pretty much all the times whenever we are going to Disney World. They are a delivery service. Amazon Fresh is a delivery service, especially if you have Amazon Prime. You can go ahead, make your order. The reason why I said 2 days out is because that is the earliest that you can actually place your order. Now, you do have the time to make edits, adjustments, add things on as you need it or think of it. That's okay. But I like to just do the 2 days out. One, it secures what I'm wanting because sometimes things sell out and I just want to make sure that the inventory is taken, that it's a part of my order. Also, why I do the 2 days out is because I want to make sure that it's delivered during a certain time. So 2 days out, I can pick the time. I have first dibs on that. And so I'm gonna get my stuff and it's gonna be in a timely manner. So I will pop up on the screen all the goodies that we are getting to maybe give you some ideas. Of course, caffeine is a part of it. We've got some yogurt smoothies for Annie. She loves those things. We've got some fruit, some muffins. If you are a soda drinker, it's probably cheaper if you just go ahead and buy soda for the room versus if you're buying it at the resort or in the parks. So highly recommend doing that. Chips, anything that you think that you could eat. That is a huge budget saving tip because it is so expensive to eat in the parks or and drink in the parks, even just water. You can get water for free in the parks, but I'm that person that it has to be purified. I can smell water and know that it's disgusting. So if that's not your thing, we'll also bring our stainless steel cups. So those are some ideas that we are doing for our grocery delivery. A couple of other things that I'm doing a part of our grocery delivery is I got Annie some rain boots because the weather is supposed to be very, very wet and cold. And so I got her some rain boots and they just won't be in time. So I'm having them shipped to the Disney World Resort and we'll get them there. It saves me some space in the luggage anyway. In addition, this next week, my cycle is starting. Mom and Woman Life. Are we making snow angels?
Yeah.
Oh my geez. So I am ordering all the necessities that I need for that and actually having it shipped to Disney World as well with my name on it. That way I don't have to worry about packing it. And that was kind of the concept that I did whenever Annie was a baby and she had diapers. So if you have a little one in diapers, I never packed them. I packed what I needed to get there and last me until, until the delivery. But it saved me so much space in my packing. So I would order my diapers, a part of my Amazon order, they would deliver them there, and then I also would use them while we were there, and I didn't really have to pack them any back. So that's a little key to it all, and another little packing saving tip to just make sure that you have plenty of space in your luggage to going to there and coming back, especially with all those souvenirs you'll be getting at Disney World. If you are looking for a full tutorial, make sure to visit this video after this video is done because I literally go step by step with the entire Amazon Fresh order. I have it up on the screen so it makes things a little bit easier talking about, the address, where to find the address, all the things. So make sure to check that video out after this one's over. We're finally one day away from Disney World, which means we leave tomorrow. And my to-do list is still really long and I have to finish packing. So got a lot to do. So we have done our multi-lane. We did that a week ago. We ordered our groceries yesterday. Annie and I went and got our nails done. Of course, we have to do that. We've been checking the weather. I have it checked off, but we have to continue to check the weather.
I got these nails from Mama.
Oh, Mama painted your nails again, didn't she? Because yours came off.
Yep.
Yeah. I need to update our My Disney Experience app. Then I'm gonna go to Kroger. I've got to get some gift cards and get those quadruple the points. Take out the trash before we leave because that's disgusting. Snack bag goodies. Finish up our TSA or more so talk to you guys about the whole process that we just went through of TSA because I had a lot of friends asking about it. And then UPS, it's just a personal errand. Pack travel bag, and I'm gonna have Annie pack her travel bag, and I think that I'm also gonna have her pack her toiletry bag because we've been learning a lot about hygiene and taking care of ourselves, etc. We got to do our stroller accessories, gather those. We've got to check in for our flight. So it's about 1 o'clock. So I need to check in for our flight. Because we'll be leaving in 24 hours now, Annie.
24 hours?
Yep. And then confirm our airport transportation because anxiety. And then charge electronics, fans, and magic bands, and airplane goodies. So got all the things going. Got to finish this up in the final countdown. So let's keep going.
When we're out, we always get Chick-fil-A when goes day. Yes. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A.
We are here at Kroger to get some Disney gift cards, and I definitely want to share with you guys some budgeting tips for whenever you do go to Disney World. So I am a rewards girl. I love maximizing on rewards. So one thing that I like to do is I will use my airline credit card because I get Sky Miles because of it, and it's potential discounts in the future for our flight. So I will use that I will go into Kroger. I will click the coupon in the Kroger app for the quadruple fuel points. So then I will buy a Disney gift card. I'll get quadruple the fuel points, which is an additional discount for me next month whenever I am getting gas, because nobody likes paying almost $3 for gas a gallon. So then I will actually pay for the remainder of my Disney resort with those gift cards. And you can just simply go to disneygiftcard.com and upload those gift cards and combine the gift cards to one. So I'll buy a couple $500 gift cards, combine them to one, send it to my travel agent, and she will pay off my room. You can also use those gift cards around the park. So you can pay for dinner as long as it is a Disney restaurant, not like at Disney Springs or something like that. So a Disney restaurant, you can use it for Disney merch, etc. And if you have additional discounts, like I can use my Disney annual pass holder discount with the gift card. Now, whenever I was not an annual pass holder before, I had my Disney Visa rewards for just having a debit card like that. So you can use that for a discount in Disney parks. But there's so many discounts out there that I want you guys to know about and be able to use, because you don't have to pay full price for everything. Let's go ahead and pack up our snack bag goodies. We don't need anybody to be hangry on this trip. One of my favorite things to bring with us in our travel bag is our snack bag. And we will put all of Annie's favorite little things that she can eat on that are, packaged really good. Let's go ahead and start packing that up and make sure that she's good to go for all the snacks. Before that, I need energy. I'm out here struggling. I'm so sleepy because I was up till 1 a.m. this morning editing the prep and pack for Winter Essentials. So we'll be living by this today. The reason why I love this snack bag is because it is so large. It's gonna fit into my carry-on, but don't be afraid because it is so big. I love the fact that it is so big that I don't have to buy as many groceries from our grocery delivery that we did yesterday. So I can bring a lot of our snacks and it's gonna sustain us through the entire week, to which it typically does. So I typically just fill this bad boy up and let us eat on it while we're at Disney World. So that is a budget saving tip of just things that I already own in our house, prepackaged little snacks. I can put them in here for all three of us and it saves us money. So let's throw these things in there. I got us checked in for our flight, but before we go any further, let's do a little rewind whenever we were going to get our TSA pre-check. So while documenting that video, I said like K&I or something like that. Newbie, like rookie mistake. But anyway, it's KTN. I hope that I'm still saying it right. Anyway, so while I was documenting that, they told us that it was going to take like 3 to 5 business days to get back to us, holidays counted, and then the max that it would take for approval would be 60 days. Well, literally the next day that we went and applied and did the whole thing, Tyler, my husband, texted me and was like, hey, got approved. And I was like, no way. So then I pretty much right after he texted me, I got my approval. So it didn't take any time at all. I am sure that it has something to do with the time of year that we did it, because it's kind of slower now that Christmas is over. So it literally took 1 day for us to be approved for a TSA pre-check. In addition, I've also learned since I have received my KTN number that I don't have to call. You can call if you want to, but I just uploaded it to my Delta app into, like, I actually had to go to the website. It wouldn't work on the Delta app for some reason. Maybe you all can figure that out, but it didn't work for me. I just had to go to the Delta website and then go to my settings and then my account settings, and I updated my pre-check number. So today, whenever I checked in for our flight, it says it on our boarding pass for all three of us. Now, Annie is free, but I think it's just assuming, like, because she's traveling with both adults, that she's gonna be able to go right on in. So it does say that we are TSA approved on our boarding passes. So I'm really interested and excited about tomorrow being able to skip those crazy lines, especially when we're flying back, like not to like be excited about like leaving Disney World. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm definitely excited about skipping the chaos, or at least a portion of the chaos that is of MCO. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, because you're gonna see, I'm gonna show you as much as I can without getting in trouble for my camera. I'm gonna show you as much as I can going through TSA as a pre-check. So I'm really excited about it. Because I like saving money, well, at Christmas time, there were a lot of gifts that Annie got that I accidentally kind of snuck away and hid until now, because I was like, oh my God, that's a good gift for the plane. Oh my gosh, like that's a really good gift for the plane. So anytime that somebody got her like a little fidgety type of thing or something that I thought that she would really, really enjoy, I would just kind of sneak it away and kind of hide it. So Annie is taking a nap, so I am going to be packing her travel backpack, and we're gonna put all that stuff in there. I went and got it out of its hiding spot, and let's put it in here. First of all, Annie has a Stony Clover backpack. She did travel with a Petunia Pickle backpack for years, and we just needed something that with one, it would hold her water bottle, and two was a little bit bigger for her because she started to have her own opinions what goes into her travel backpack. So hopefully I don't get in too much trouble. But one tip that I have consistently stood by is these packing cubes. These come in a 2-pack, so there's a green and a pink. And what I do is I put the toys in here. So whatever can fit in here is what goes into that backpack. It kind of helps us with the limitations of not stuffing it full of just crap that's gonna get all over the plane. Like, we don't want that. So this is essentially her toy box, and this is what she will call it as well whenever we travel. So I'm gonna put all kinds of goodies in here that she got from Christmas and surprise her with them whenever we get on the plane. When traveling with Annie also, one of my favorite things that we use is her airplane pocket. This makes life so easy, whether you're playing with the magnetic tiles or playing a game of Uno, which reminds me I need to put the deck of cards in here because we love playing Uno on the plane. But this airplane pocket is so nice. So it just goes on the tray table, and whenever the tray table is up, it has these pockets right here. So if Annie is done playing with something, or if she needs to use the restroom, or puts even trash from her snacks in here, it keeps it all together and just from being all over the place, or losing something. And then if your magnetic tiles are coming crashing down, well, it's got this tray and these edges to where they won't fall on the floor of the airplane, and then you're like bent over and trying to get under the seat and try to get their favorite toy. It's not a thing anymore because you have this. So love this. I actually fly with an airplane pocket too. It's just a lot more simple and just black. So we always travel with this airplane pocket. Annie's iPad is currently charging right now, so her iPad will also go into her backpack. I will have some downloaded shows on there from Disney Plus, but where we are flying Delta, we do have access to free Wi-Fi because we're Sky Miles members. And by the way, if you are flying Delta and you're not a Sky Miles member, there is a free program, so you can just sign up and still get free Wi-Fi. So that's an option for you if you are flying Delta, but she will play her games. If you don't have Wi-Fi, download some games for her that you don't necessarily need the internet for. And like I said, on Disney Plus, you can download some of the shows, some of their favorites. Bluey is one of her favorites, and from a memory standpoint of her iPad, it's probably best because they're such short episodes. So speaking of the iPad, we always bring her headphones. So these particular ones, they fold up and wrap nicely. So we'll put these in here. And then our favorite water bottle is the Awala. The reason why it's my favorite, especially when flying, is because whenever this is opened, she can use this portion as a straw and or tilt it back and drink it like a normal drink. The reason why I prefer this is because whenever there is a cup or like a thermos that she brings and it's got one of those flip top straws, the cabin pressure of the plane, whenever you open that up, the water squirts everywhere. And where this hole is a lot bigger at the top, it for some reason just pops and water doesn't go all over you. So that's why I prefer the Owala, because it's not gonna get me wet during a plane ride. Before I show you guys how to update your My Disney Experience app, or just show you that it's good to go, let's make sure that all of our electronics are charged. That's including your fans if you're bringing them. We are technically not bringing ours. We need to make sure that our Magic Bands are charged up. So we have the Magic Band Pluses, so those have to have charge. Now, if they lose charge, it's still gonna get you in the park, but we just like the extra hoop-de-doo with the lights and the vibrations. And we're gonna be charging our battery-powered hot hands to stay warm in the park. So let's go ahead and just make sure that everything is charged up and ready to go. And if you are a Disney vlogger or a content creator at the beginning of your journey, don't forget to make sure that all of your batteries are charged up, or any electronics that you have. Another thing that I just forgot thinking about it is your portable charger. It's a must have. Now, you're like, Andrea, that is a lot of stuff that you need to be charging up. There's going to be cords everywhere. No. Let me show you my favorite thing that helps me be efficient and keeps me from having all of this stuff scattered all over my house. And I also bring it with me whenever we are at Disney World, because whenever you do have so many electronics, including like maybe your child's personal iPad or your MacBook or your phones, all the things. So I always bring our USB portal, which all of that can go into one location. I have like a charging station. Typically it's on top of the dresser underneath the TV at most of the resorts, and I plug in everything into that, and it's just one-stop shop. Whenever we get back to the room, we all take off our Magic Bands, we put it on the charger, and we just have a system going. So make sure to get one of those, because it does make things a lot easier and less chaotic. So we've given our electronics time to charge, specifically our Magic Bands, and you want to make sure that your Magic Band is charged up before I show you what I'm about to do. Before we go to Disney World, I always like to get on my Disney Experience app to make sure that my Magic Band is the most up to date. So they do updates on there. All the different things, whether it has to do with an attraction or times or like the whole Disney brain or whatever. There are updates sometimes, and I just like to go to Disney World with the most update software on my Magic Band. So you just hop on to My Disney Experience, and then you are going to click the 3 bars at the very bottom and scroll all the way down to Magic Band and Cards. Then you'll see my name and my daughter's name linked right here. My husband, I'm gonna have to do his in the morning because he's at work right now and I forgot, to be completely honest. But I'm gonna click pair your Magic Band. So it shows that my Magic Band is not connected. So I'm gonna go ahead and click pair, and I have my Magic Band simply right here, pairing 3, 2, 1, and we're good. And you can see at the very bottom, it says update this Magic Band. So I'm gonna make sure that we're updating it. And you'll see right there, it's a little awkward because I don't want you all to see my stuff, but, and you'll see that your Magic Band is updated. So I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna pair up my daughters, make sure that it is good to go, pairing in progress, 3, 2, 1, and we're good to go. Update Magic Band, making sure we're good, and it says up to date. So we're good. It does not hurt to check. We do go to Disney World every 4 to 8 weeks, so there's probably not as many updates for us because we go a little bit more, but it doesn't hurt to try it out just to make sure you're good. But at the end of the day, just make sure that it's charged. That way it can pair. Are you ready to go eat dinner?
Yep.
Me too. I'm tired and I'm ready to eat food and go lay down, and then Mommy's gonna have to edit tonight to get some videos out to our friends, so I don't have to edit at Disney World. So we'll see. And then I could possibly do some editing on the plane. We'll see. But let's go eat some dinner. Let's say good night to all of our friends, and that we'll see them next time. What else do you want to say?
We'll see you in the morning.
We'll see you in the morning. Good night. Bye.
Bye.
That was good. That was awesome, Annie.